Good afternoon, Ruhani.
Good afternoon.
Are we audible to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please speak a little loudly.
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir. Good afternoon.
Okay, let us go ahead.
Yes, sir.
So, Ruhani, let us know something about you.
Yes, sir. Sir, my name is Ruhani. I am from Gurugram, Haryana. I am currently part of the Indian Economic Service and I am posted at Niti Aayog.
Achha, what's your job profile in Niti Aayog?
Sir, I am posted at a Development Monitoring and Evaluation Office. I am the research officer at DMO Niti Aayog.
Okay.
So into monitoring and evaluation. So I am part of the monitoring team.
Monitoring and evaluation of what?
So all the government schemes of 67 ministries. So we have output outcome monitoring frameworks. So we measure the outputs and outcomes
What's the
of
idea
different.
of Niti Aayog?
Yes, sir.
What is the idea of Niti Aayog? It came into existence some time back only. It's not. It was not there earlier. It was Planning Commission.
Yes, sir. So Niti Aayog is the apex think tank of the government of India, and the idea is to provide policy inputs to different ministries and also act as a platform for connecting the states and the center.
So, in your opinion, is it superior to earlier Planning Commission?
So I would not say superior because the earlier planning commission had financing powers, but now Niti Aayog does not possess any financing powers. These are with the Ministry of Finance now. But now Niti Aayog has the power of ideas, sir, and a
It
lot of
is now in advisory role
yes, sir. It is an advisory role.
to all the ministries of Government of India.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Ruhani, you haven't opted for Indian Foreign Service. Why?
Yes, sir. Sir, I wanted to be a part of a service in which I get to serve in the country only. So also because of parents wanted me to remain in the country.
So, one is the family factor.
Yes.
Another is your personal choice to stay put in your own country.
Yes, sir.
So, why this first choice? I can understand. Okay, family wants you to be here.
Yes, sir.
But why should you have your own inclination to remain stay put in your own country? Now, world is a small village, a global village kind of thing.
Yes, sir. So even in the other services, there is a scope of working on world affairs. So and also scope of remaining within the country. So I thought that both my criteria get fulfilled in other services as well
I
as
hope
in my
that just
current.
because you have not opted for Indian Foreign Service, you are not ignoring international relations and our neighborhood, etc.
No, sir, I'm trying to brush up on those issues as
When
well.
is your interview?
So 10th March.
10th March. So, okay, you still have some about 20 days to go.
Yes, sir.
Not long, but still not very short. You have just enough time.
Yes.
So, okay, let me start with our neighborhood only. What is this China-Pakistan economic corridor?
Uh, so China has an initiative called Belt and Road Initiative, through which it aims to build infrastructure corridors in many countries of the world. So
Okay,
CPEC.
fine. You said that China wants to build infrastructure corridors in many parts of world, and perhaps with this in mind, China is building CE in Pakistan.
Yes, sir.
China-Pakistan economic corridor, CPE.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Yes.
So, what's wrong with infrastructure development? Then why many powers of the world are opposed to this Belt and Road Initiative, and even India is not part of it? and India is not happy with CPEC. If it
So,
is just a infrastructural push.
so many countries of the world are opposed to Belt and Road Initiative because China has a strategy of giving debt to different countries, and countries are caught in debt trap. So, in a way, it hampers their sovereignty. And also, sir, India is opposed to CPEC because this CPEC corridor passes through the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. So this is an attack on our sovereignty, and hence India has not supported.
Does it has to do anything with the China attempting to achieve her strategic objective under the garb of infrastructural push? Infrastructural push.
Yes, sir. So China has expansionist tendencies, and these are clearly being witnessed in CPEC and other initiatives.
What is Pak occupied Kashmir?
So Pakistan occupied Kashmir is that part of J&K which Pakistan had occupied. So I don't remember the year, but
Okay.
it is under the effective control of Pakistan.
Pakistan occupied immediately after independence and before accession of J&K into India.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You are interested in studying and also practicing spirituality.
Yes.
Will you tell me what spirituality means? क्या आप अचीव करते हैं spirituality से?
So spirituality is a way of life in which we understand that there are only certain things that we need, and we should not be running after materialistic pursuits because these are not our needs; these are our wants. So it kind of helps us to focus on what.
Okay, I have understood your answer. Now tell me how you practice spirituality.
So practicing is through meditation mainly. So so sitting cross-legged and closing our eyes and meditating on the name of God is basically what I do. But also in general, my conduct or my behavior, behaving with humility and with consideration to others is another way in which we practice spirituality.
Okay. Sir, will you?
Hello.
Good
Uh,
afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ruhani. See, you are already working in Indian Economic Service.
Yes.
Yeah, right. They're the same pay scale and all, but why do you want to change it to go for this IAS?
Yes.
Both are same services, class one services.
Yes, sir. So mainly there are two reasons that Indian Economic Service makes me work in the policy making space. So, but I feel implementation is as important as policy making. So, to get some field exposure and also to learn by doing, as it is said that an ounce of practice is worth more than a ton of theory. So, to be a part of the implementation of schemes. So, I need to try for field level jobs, and also, sir, to see daily impact that we make on the field is another reason. Sir, in terms of promotion also, IS has better promotional aspects than other and then IES, so that is also one reason.
Do you want to say the policy is less important? We also need very talented people in policy side also.
So that is true. The designing of policies is also an art, but I feel that one who's designing policy should have enough field exposure so that he can anticipate the challenges that his policy can create. So first, I think it's important to have some field experience and then to be a policy designer.
Okay, fine. You have studied in St. Stephen's, right?
Yes, sir.
St. Stephen's has just elitist image. That is institute of elites. What do you want to say?
So this elitism perception is mainly because the alumni have gone on to do great things and have also been a part of the bureaucracy. But sir, in my experience, I've met a set of very humble people at St. Stephen's, from faculty, from my principal to all my batchmates. So that elitism is now uh, that snobbery is reducing, and but still Stephanians go on to occupy good places both in academics as well as in bureaucracy as well as in corporate jobs. But we are trained that elitism will not get us anywhere and that we have to work hard to achieve anything that we desire.
Okay, fine. You are from Haryana. See,
Yes,
Haryana has been infamous for this child infanticide,
yes,
mostly the girl child.
yes,
And secondly, we see this, the Haryana produces the maximum sports girls in the country. All the
yes.
girls, mostly who won medals at international level, from mm, Haryana. So how do you explain this?
Yes, sir. So there are problems that we see a lot of the lowest sex ratio in India is of Haryana, but also the maximum medals are won by women in Haryana. So so that is to do with the mindset of the parents. Mostly, we see that girls are thought as an economic burden, and hence the parents go for infanticide and feticide. But I think slowly the landscape is changing. People who have been coaches themselves, wrestlers themselves, now encourage their girls to participate in such sports and pursue it. And also, sir, the Haryana government's push towards athletics and other sports is also acts as an incentive. But on the sex ratio front, Haryana still needs to work hard and through some behavioral change initiatives change the mindset of people in Haryana.
Okay. See, demonetization was what happened in 2016, and what were the main objectives of demonetization and whether they have been met?
So the demonetization was launched mainly to unearth the black money in the system. So, sir, the objectives, the intentions were noble, but as we saw that 99% of the cash returned back to RBI. So, this happened because black money is not only kept in the form of cash, but also in real estate, gold, and other physical things. So, this was the reason why the almost the entire cash in circulation came back to RBI. But sir, it had many other positive effects, like uh, it gave a push to digital payments. It also unearthed the shell companies operating from abroad. uh, but it also created a few difficulties for the informal sector, sir, which could have been avoided had we banned only the high denomination 1,000 rupee notes, but not the 500 rupee notes.
See, you should give it to formalize the economy and do the more digital
Yes, sir.
digital footprint increase. Now, do you know the figures that at the to aim was to reduce the cash transaction, currency in circulation. Now, on 8th November 2016, when the demonetization was introduced, our total currency in circulation was around 17 lakh crores. And at the end of 2022, it is now about 32 lakh crores. There is 83% jump in the use of currency in circulation. So how do you explain that? We have not reached anywhere. We have not met what we wanted to.
So,
How do you explain that?
traditionally in Indian society, cash has been the king. So Indians are more predisposed to having cash, but it is also a fact that digital payments have accelerated ever since. But still, cash remains dominant in our economy because one is that it has the advantage of liquidity at any time, and also sir, digital connectivity is not that good in the country, so digital payments are not successful everywhere. So people are still dependent on cash, but also sir, now during the COVID pandemic, people prefer to keep cash with them. And also sir, there are signs of crisis or recession in the world. So again, whenever there is such economic crisis or recession, people shift their holdings into cash. So, sir, that is the reason why cash in circulation is still high.
Okay. See, RBI governor announced monetary policy few days back. What was the main feature of this monetary policy?
The RBI increased the repo rate to 6.5% to rein in inflation because we have breached the target of 6% inflation. So, to control inflation, RBI had to increase the repo rate. Uh, Also, sir, because there were capital outflows to developed countries because the Fed is increasing its rate. So, to ensure that too much of outflows do not happen and rupee does not depreciate too much, RBI decided to increase its interest rates.
See, when you increase the rate, your EMI goes up. See, all middle class people buy everything, whether car or scooter or the household furniture, white goods. They're all bought on EMI. Lower middle is the backbone of the lower middle class and the middle class. When his EMI goes up, how it will help him? His cost of living goes up.
Yes, sir. So when the EMIs go up, the cost of living goes up. But sir, when the interest rates increase, the demand, the money, people take less loans. So that way, the money in the economy reduces and the demand for goods and services reduces. So that way, inflation comes down. And sir, not all the people in the economy are paying EMIs for, but all the people in the economy are demanding goods and services. So that effect kind of outweighs the EMI effect, and that is how inflation comes down when rates increase.
Why the government is squeezing the middle class, especially the urban middle class?
So I think the government is taking pro-poor approach. So inflation hits hardest to the poor, and middle class can still weather the storm. So uh, to ensure that poor people don't suffer due to rise in rates by Fed or supply chain disruptions due to war, RBI increased the rates.
See, IMF team was in Pakistan recently. So, what was the outcome and what was their demands from Pakistan government?
So IMF, Pakistan has requested bailouts and uh, funds from IMF, but IMF will impose some conditionalities that Pakistan must uh, restructure its economy and also uh, reduce terrorism in its country, and also rein in extra uh, spending, government expenditure, reduce its fiscal deficit, and privatize a few of its public sector corporations to ensure that uh, it is fiscally sustainable and gets the loan from IMF.
Whether it has released the amount which was pending the release.
So I'm not exactly aware of.
Okay. See, recently there was news that we have found lithium.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard the news?
Yes,
So
sir.
where it is found and how much the quantity estimated?
So we have found 5.9 million tons in Jammu and Kashmir lithium reserves in the Riaz district, I think.
Which are the major lithium producing countries in the world?
So Bolivia, Chile, China, USA are some of the leading lithium producers of the world.
Have you heard of Jan Vishwas bill?
No, sir.
What is Jal Jeevan Mission?
Yes, I've heard about Jal Jeevan Mission. Jal Jeevan Mission is a flagship scheme of the Government of India being implemented by the Ministry of Jal Shakti. It is a 60,000 crore uh, scheme, and it aims to install taps in the rural households so that they have access to drinking water.
Okay. What is the Anganwadi scheme? Have you heard of Anganwadi?
The Anganwadi scheme is the scheme under the Ministry of Women and Child Development. Under this, this school children of age 3 to 6 years are provided early childhood care, and also pregnant and lactating mothers are also provided care by the Anganwadi workers, and also medical supervision by the ANMs.
Okay. What do you know about crony capitalism?
So crony capitalism occurs when the government and the private companies are hand in glove to benefit from the economic activities that they pursue. For example, uh, the government giving mining leases to a private company at concessional rates is an example of crony capitalism.
Is India having crony capitalism?
So, although there are allegations that uh, uh, procedures are not fair and bribe or corruption happens in while delivering government services, but sir, these are exceptions and not the rule. So, I wouldn't say that India is crony capitalist.
And then how do you explain that 1% of the population owns 40% of the wealth of the country, whereas 99% have only 60% of the wealth?
So, this happens because the redistribution of wealth is still pending, still a pending task in India. So the benefits of growth have not percolated to the weaker sections and have been cornered by a few billionaires in the country. So this is the reason for inequality mainly.
And how it can be rectified?
The uh, the government can um, impose taxes or try giving, and through taxes redistribute these revenues as subsidies to the poor, uh, so that some kind of redistribution occurs, at but we have to start from the basics, providing good health education opportunities to the weaker section so that they have an equal opportunity uh, to pursue any career that they want, is a way that can reduce inequalities.
See, he's saying the redistribution of wealth. The saying is easy, but whether doing it is easy,
Yes, so doing it is certainly not easy, because whenever we raise the taxes, the investments in our country suffer. So we have to ensure that enough foreign capital also comes, but at the same time, we should have enough revenue to redistribute in terms of subsidies. But sir, wherever the government can, like imposing capital gains tax, or imposing windfall tax on oil and gas companies who benefit from the rising prices of oil. These are some of the steps government takes to collect as much revenue as possible.
see, connected to the same thing, there was a this foreign minister statement in the parliament that last 10 years, 16 lakh high net worth individuals, HNI and ultra HNI, have left the country and renounced the Indian citizenship to take the citizenship of another country. And these people, the HNI, ultra HNI, job creator, employment creator, they are leaving India to settle somewhere else.
So why they're exactly leaving India, I'm not exactly aware. But sir, in terms for job creation, the government must focus on the MSME sector more, because they have the ability to create jobs at the grassroots level. So giving a push to MSMEs is, I think, one way of reducing inequalities in the
But you have not answered my question actually. Okay, but see, you should. This means that we don't respect our wealth creators, and that is why they don't want to stay in India.
So this is not true, because India has reduced its corporate taxes to from 25% to 22%, and for startups it is 15%. So wealth creators are given due respect, sir. But if there are better incentives in other countries, I think they try to tap on that and hence shift to other countries.
Okay, thank you, Ruhani. Ruhani. Your formal interview is over. How
Thank you.
do you assess yourself? How did you fare?
So I think I need to be more well versed with facts and data points in my answers, and also brush up on IR, because sir is right that I have not taken IFS, so I think I take IR lightly.
You should have some talking points on this. You want to stay in the country, parents thing and all. You should you
Yes,
can
yes,
please, and your DAF you should be, since you are IES. So question on economy may be there. Maybe large number of questions may be there. Shane Stephen, your interests, your spiritual thing and all. So members of that age group, somebody may be having more ideas on spirituality and what is that, so meaning of that and all. So you should
yes,
have once you have mentioned in DAF, so you should have good talking points on that. See, go through DAF again and write each topic: spirituality, IES, Saint Stephen's, Haryana, girls. You know, these are all related to you and the DAF. And
yes,
prepare some 10 to 15 questions on each of these. And prepare the bullet answers. Okay? There is one part you can expect the questions of that. So that you should be very thorough.
okay,
Okay. See, what they expect from a IAS aspirant is you should be jack of all trade and master of some. So when it's a master of some, तो they want डेफ जो क्वेश्चन होंगे उसमें आपका आंसर जो है it should be more in depth. वो एक लेमैन का आंसर नहीं होगा, थोड़े जो आदमी को नॉलेज जिसको नॉलेज है उसका आंसर होगा वो, तो उसमें उनकी एक्सपेक्टेशन आपसे ज्यादा होगी.
okay,
ठीक है, सेल्स डिफेंस का क्या हिस्ट्री है, एडमिशन क्या है, क्या उसका सेल्स डिफेंस का पढ़ना है. तो
yes,
ये चीजें जो डेफ के ऊपर आपको थॉरो करना है. उसके अलावा जो करंट अफेयर्स है, इंटरव्यू कब है आपका 10th मार्च.
yes, sir.
It is not very far off. तो अभी कौन सा which newspaper you read?
So I read the Hindu.
हिंदू. एक और ऐड कर लो कि पेपर थोड़े नेक्स्ट 10 15 डे 20 days.
ठीक है
तो
sir.
न्यूज में भी द सेम बट द आर्टिकल्स में भी डिफरेंट.
Yes, sir.
एनालिटिकल सेंटर पेज आर्टिकल्स में भी डिफरेंट. अच्छा, उसमें कोई न्यूज जो आपको लगे ये इंटरेस्टिंग है और ये इसमें क्वेश्चन बन सकते हैं, तो उसमें पॉइंट्स तैयार कर लो. फिर उसके ऊपर यदि आपको कुछ और ऐड करना है तो विकिपीडिया से तो फैक्चुअल नॉलेज ले लो, and then you can see some YouTube videos
Yes,
on the
sir.
current topics. YouTube video will analyze the news. Okay. So what has happened, why it has happened, what was the history of that. तो रशिया यूक्रेन है तो हिस्ट्री उसके कुछ 2-3 वीडियो अच्छे जो एंकर्स हैं, जो जर्नलिस्ट हैं उनके.
ठीक है sir.
व्योन टीवी है, एक पल की
Yes,
उपाध्याय इस फर्स्ट पोस्ट पे है. ऐसे कुछ एक दो और जर्नलिस्ट जो इन डेप्थ स्टडीज करते हैं. और संसद टीवी, इसके ऊपर
yes.
जो डिस्कशंस आती है ना, नॉर्मली दे आर गुड.
Okay, sir.
तो वो नेक्स्ट फ्यू डेज पढ़ते रहो. और आप आईईएस से हैं तो फाइनेंशियल पेपर भी एक पढ़ो,
ठीक है sir.
क्योंकि फाइनेंस के ऊपर क्वेश्चन आपको आएंगे. समझे?
Yes, sir.
You can't wish it away. Economics, planning, development, figures भी आपको होगा कि आप कुछ facts figures भी कुछ दें आप, तो आपकी नॉलेज थोड़ी इन डेप्थ होनी चाहिए इसके ऊपर। आप आईएएस में 6 महीने से हैं या 6 साल से हैं, इसको डिफरेंस नहीं पड़ता। Once you are in the job, you said your expectation from you will be higher.
Okay, sir.
तो इस तरह से आपको तैयारी करनी है, then otherwise you are very good. Be normal self, relaxed. आईएएस का इंटरव्यू आप ऑलरेडी एक क्वालिफाई कर चुके हैं, तो should not be much of a difficulty. Just be yourself, calm, relaxed, and some factual questions you may pass it. I don't know, I don't remember करके, तो उसका कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है। जहाँ व्यू पॉइंट होता है, जो एनालिटिकल होता है, तो वहाँ थोड़ा सा आपको नॉलेज आपको दिखाना होगा कि हाउ यू आंसर एंड व्हाट इज योर अप्रोच, ये सब चीजें देखी जाएंगी।
Okay.
So that is fine for me. You are good to go, good candidate. I'll hand over to my colleague if he wants to say something. Let him say.
Ruhani,
Yes, sir.
you had a long session with my colleague. Hope you are not very tired. That's good. So before I give my comments, I was seeing your depth. You are fond of following news and updates on macroeconomy.
Yes, sir.
So how do you find, what are the current trends of macroeconomy at global level?
Sir, at the global level, there is high inflation, and there are layoffs because of imminent recession. Also, sir, at the global level, recently, George Soros' statements about India and
No, I
the
am
way.
talking of major trends of global economy, not the George Soros.
Okay. So, major trends is the war, the Russia-Ukraine war has led to supply chain disruptions, and so oil uh, has become expensive. But India is buying
Okay,
discount.
okay. Why is there, you said imminent recession? So why do you say imminent recession? Is there a fear of recession or recession is imminent? And economy will not come out of it. Economy will have to go through it.
We'll have to go through it because Germany, UK are already in a recession, and uh, US is also almost in recession. So uh,
So
I
your
think
assessment, world will go into recession.
yes.
And what about Indian economy?
So it is said that if US sneezes, the whole world catches cold. So
It's no
if
more like that.
the US will have an impact. But since India is not that, Indian capital markets are not that connected to the world, so that can insulate us from the uh,
Indian
perilous.
capital market is not connected with the world.
So it is, but we have restrictions on capital account convertibility. So that kind of
Okay, so
saves us.
what has been significant change in the Indian capital market this time?
So one is that Indian capital markets are prone to different research institutions. Like recently, Hindenburg's report did have an impact on our market. So, and even George Soros' statement and other scaremongering things can have an impact on our market. So, investors are driven by sentiment.
Okay,
So,
Ruhani, you see, you are in Niti Ayog. You are an economics student, that too from St. Stephen's College, the top college of Delhi. You can be proud of having been there. So, much better answers will be expected from you on economy, directly or indirectly. All right.
yes, sir.
So you will need to be very clear at the concept level. आप रैंडम 4-5 पॉइंट बोलेंगे उससे बात नहीं बनेगी.
ठीक है, sir.
So you need to be, for example, if you say word is, recession is imminent. So the very concept should be clear in mind. And you should be able to tell in a very convincing manner with 2-3 sentences why you think that recession is imminent, and it will be global, or it will not impact India, or it will also impact India.
Okay, sir.
Like I asked, what is the change which Indian capital market has seen? Earlier, Indian capital market was so much dependent on FIIs that whether the Indian market will go up or down were decided by the FIIs.
Now retail
This
investors are.
time, while FIIs were withdrawing money, still our indices were going up, both Nifty and Sensex. There was that much more domestic money coming to the capital market. So this way, you need to nail.
Yes, I got it. Yes.
आप वेवर करेंगे तो बात नहीं बनेगी. All right.
Yes, sir.
So improve upon quality of your answers. You are a very good candidate. आपका argument ठीक अच्छा है. आप बात भी अच्छे से करते हैं. Communication आपका ठीक है. Improve upon how you frame your answer. Improve upon the content first. Equipped with that content, how you frame your answer, how you start your answer, how you end your answer. And your answer should always remain anchored to the question. You should never go on tangent.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is my key advice to you. Rest, in my opinion, is okay with you. Improve upon this aspect. You will do much better, and you are a probable candidate. You can see your name in the final list.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
Ruhani?
Sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So all the
Wish you all
best.
the best.
Yes, sir.
If
Thank you,
there is
sir.
any question, please ask. Otherwise, from our side, the interview is over.
So thank you, sir. I have no
Okay,
questions.
thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you.